This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Monday, August 5th, 2019. This is John Frenay, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Over the weekend again, two more mass shootings, El Paso, Texas, and Dayton, Ohio. Annapolis Mayor Gavin Buckley issued a statement on the shootings yesterday afternoon, which read in part, "Two mass shootings in less than 24 hours. That's where we are as a nation. The city of Annapolis is heartbroken for the victims and their families. I am heartbroken that we are doing this once again. To the mayors of El Paso and Dayton, your cities will be strong and you will find love and community in places and ways you never thought you'd see. But I tell you from personal experiences that you will never be the same. Your cities will never be the same. These are cities large and small, cities full of diversity, cities with stories of economic success and struggle, cities with residents who love in their hearts, cities both unique and similar at once. One of the similarities is too many guns. Gun violence is too prevalent in American society. It is too prevalent, as we have seen in these two mass shootings in less than 24 hours. It is too prevalent in everyday gun violence that plagues innocent people through urban violence, domestic violence, and suicides. Our deepest condolences for the losses." You can read the full statement at eyeonannapolis.net. And speaking of gun violence locally, a mural along Forest Drive was put up this weekend by Jaru, which is the Future History Now people, to remember and honor Tre Da Kid, who was slain along Forest Drive in early June. You can check it out. It is located on the southbound side of Forest Drive, just before South Cherry Grove Avenue. Arundel County Police have made an arrest in the murder of Brian Gifford, whose body was discovered in a pickup truck last week. They worked with several witnesses and they put together a lot of digital evidence, finding out that personal items belonging to Gifford were missing from his possession and had been taken at the time of the crime. They developed a person of interest, which was Inari Ramayar Molina, who is a 24-year-old male with no fixed address. Police do say it was a random act of violence and not a targeted incident. But on Saturday, they worked with the Arundel County State's Attorney. They secured an arrest warrant charging Inari Molina with first and second degree murder, first and second degree assault, armed robbery, robbery, and reckless endangerment. He was already in custody of Anne Arundel County Detention Center after being arrested on Thursday, the 1st of August, on an unrelated crime. He's being held without bond, and a detainer will be lodged against him in regards to the murder charges. And Anne Arundel County Police are needing the public's help. If anybody saw anything late Friday evening at about 10:30 p.m., officers responded to Ritchie Highway, Maryland 2 northbound at the intersection of Interstate 895 in Glen Burnie. A male pedestrian identified as Larry Stephen Johnson, 27 of the 800 block of Woodward Street in Baltimore, was crossing Ritchie Highway near the entrance ramp to I-895. He was struck by an unknown vehicle. The vehicle left the scene after striking Johnson, and he was pronounced dead at the scene. The preliminary investigation says the cause of the crash is likely pedestrian failing to yield the right-of-way. Drug and alcohol use are unknown at this point, pending toxicology results and obviously location of the driver that hit Johnson and ran. If anybody saw anything or has any information, they are encouraged to contact the traffic safety section at 410-222-8573. The Maryland State Police are warning the public about telephone scams again, and I don't know what it's going to take to get people not to listen to these, but it happens. What's happening now is that calls are being sent and they're being cloned or spoofed as Maryland State Police number. A lot of times the caller ID will say Maryland State Government. It will identify a legitimate phone number of a Maryland State Police barracks. And what's happening is that they will contact somebody saying they are working on an investigation and need their social security number or other personal identifying information. Sometimes they ask for payment in the form of gift cards to avoid being arrested. There's several different tactics they're taking, and the state police say don't fall for any of them. If you receive any such phone call, you should hang up and then contact your local state police barracks. Remember, the Maryland State Police would never solicit such information or money from citizens on the phone. All right, let's get a good story. This is out of Key School and Simple Stories Season 2, which is a podcast produced by Summer at Key and Platform Media. And this year, they studied the historic black beaches of Annapolis, Maryland. Highland, Cars, and Sparrows beaches were all started by descendants of slaves and turned into safe recreational spaces for black families during times of segregation. Cars Beach was the Chitlin Circuit, a venue of African-American artists to perform what was known as race music. Ella Fitzgerald, Fats Domino, Billie Holiday, The Drifters, Chuck Berry. Thousands of people flocked to Cars Beach each summer. Cars were parked for miles up Forest Drive. Dozens of buses came from all over the East Coast. Cars and Sparrows Beaches of Annapolis were a destination for African Americans to enjoy the Chesapeake Bay free of Jim Crow. The interviews in the podcast included Dina Sewell from the Frederick Douglass Museum, Jack Nelson, who's the co-author of Highland Beach on the Chesapeake Bay, America's first African-American incorporated town, Dr. Kathy France, who's the co-curator for the American Enterprise exhibit at the Smithsonian, Charles Adams III, who is the CEO of the Hoppy Adams Foundation, Vince Leggett, Blacks of the Chesapeake Foundation, Andrew Carl, who's the author of The Land Was Ours, How Black Beaches Became White Wealth in the Coastal South. Really a fascinating bit of history about Annapolis. We do have the episode up at eyeonannapolis.net, or you can find out more at Platform Media. And speaking of podcasts, last Saturday we dropped a good one, a good legacy business spotlight with Hardesty Funeral Homes. I encourage you to take a look at that. And if you're into Navy football, on Sunday we dropped a special Navy football one. And the first game for Navy football is a home game on August 31st. Tickets are available. Remember, tomorrow is also our Ticket Tuesday, which is presented by our friends at the Ram's Head. And tomorrow we've got tickets for Brett Dennen coming up, so you want to make sure you listen and figure out a way to win those. And finally, as we wrap it up, it's a story that's really kind of a bite in the ass. If you remember the Equifax data breach where 147 million Americans had their information leaked, that was 3 million in Maryland. And Equifax came through and they said, hey, we're going to give you free credit monitoring or up to $125 in cash if you already have credit monitoring services. Well, apparently they had a overwhelming response for the $125 in cash, and now they're saying that you're not going to get anywhere near $125. They said that if all 147 million people wanted it, it would amount to 21 cents per person. This all seems to be the way Equifax does things. They screw things up left and right, and they've got the FTC in their back pocket as well. The FTC is saying that you should opt for the free credit monitoring. The commission in a statement said, frankly, the free credit monitoring is worth a lot more. The market value would be hundreds of dollars a year, and this monitoring service is probably stronger and more helpful than any you may already have. Hello, Equifax leaked all of our data. Why would anybody want to trust them to protect it? And in any event, none of the benefits are going to be distributed until January 23rd, 2020 at the earliest, which is a date set by the court. What a mess that was. All right, that is about it for the top news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day because we do update it throughout the day. Give us a click on that first link in our show notes and find out all the different ways that you can connect with us. If you are someplace you can give us a rating or a review, please do that and give us a recommendation to your friends and family and coworkers and colleagues and all that kind of stuff as well, because that is how we grow. Other than that, hang tight. We've got George Young with your local DMV weather forecast. He's coming up in just a minute. But first, I've got a few words to tell you about Kegs and Corks, which is coming up actually in about 3 weeks on August 17th.
Hey, it's Gina Crash. Join me Saturday, August 17th for the Kegs and Corks Festival at the Arundel County Fairgrounds. Tickets benefit the Special Olympics of Maryland and include a souvenir glass, unlimited wine and beer samples, plus live music by Amish Outlaws, J. Coursey Willis and the Stone Authors, and XPD Band. Enjoy over 80 Maryland wines, 40 craft beers, incredible food, unique arts and crafts, and more. Go now to kegsandcorksfest.com for tickets.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Monday, August 5th. More of the same weather for the week ahead for Annapolis and all of Anne Arundel County, with somewhat unsettled skies today through Wednesday, with highs each day in the upper 80s to low to mid 90s. Then the expectation is for skies to settle down for the end of the week, with temps still 87 to 93 for highs, before a sunny and very nice weekend ahead, with sunshine and highs 82 to 89. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great day out there. Be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching for DCMDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores. And also follow us on Facebook and Twitter and on our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
He started to get down on one knee, and I saw the ring, and I saw him and I honestly don't know that I said yes right on the back.
She didn't say anything. She was just shaking for a little while, and then I think you said yes eventually.
Yeah, I guess I did.
hope so.
I'm Steve Samaras of Zachary's Jewelers. That was John and Michelle's story of yes. For a chance to win a beautiful, rare, responsibly sourced Forevermark Tribute Collection diamond pendant, share your story at astoryofyes.com.
Looking for a place where you can dine, catch a live music performance, shop, and enjoy weekly entertainment all in one place this summer? Head over to the Annapolis Town Center, where food, fun, and events are happening all summer long. Enjoy happy hour at a restaurant, jam out to a live local performance, watch a movie under the stars, and shop tons of stores. It's all happening at the Town Center. For more details, check out the Town Center's website at visitatc.com.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.